Hey you guys, and welcome back. For today's video, I'm looking a little bit crazy. I only have lashes on this one eye because in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to apply lashes like a pro. By the time you're done watching this video, you're going to be set to go. I think the most common thing that I get asked, or questions or comments in general that I get most are, how do you apply lashes? How do you make it look so easy? I have so much trouble with lashes. I don't know what glue to use. I don't know what lash to use. I wanted to just show you guys how to do it. I haven't done a how-to video in a while, and that's something that I like to do on my channel. I want to teach everybody how to do makeup the best way possible because everybody deserves to feel beautiful, right? I actually do have an old video that I did on how to apply lashes. I did it when I first started my channel. It's very cringy, the quality's not good, so I thought I would just go ahead and redo this video. When I think about my old videos, oh my god, cringe. So we're gonna do an updated one today. Usually in makeup tutorials when I apply lashes, I either do it very quickly or I cut it out of my video altogether because I feel like it's kind of a boring step. So I wanted to do just a whole dedicated video, an updated one for me at least, on how to apply lashes the easiest way, tips that work for me, because when I first started wearing lashes, I could not figure them out for the life of me. I was always into makeup. I was always obsessed with eye makeup and doing eyeshadow and all these beautiful eyeshadow looks, but I could not figure out how to do lashes. It was so incredibly frustrating. And I remember my best friend Kara, she was so good at putting on lashes, and I was like, how come I can't do it? Like, I literally could not figure it out. I went through so many pairs of lashes. Just one day I got it down and I was like, this is all it took, was practice. Now, it sounds so cliche, but practice truly does make perfect. I know you probably don't want to hear it. Practice makes perfect. The more you practice, the faster and the easier it's gonna get. Now I can pop on a pair of lashes like that after many practices. I wanna show you guys how I do it, how I learned, little things and tips and tricks that have really helped me just get applying lashes to like the fastest, easiest way. Okay, so before we get started on the whole technique, let me just give you guys a few tips and tricks that I've picked up over the years. Keep in mind, these are my suggestions. This is what worked for me, and this is what I tell my clients who don't know how to apply lashes. This is what I'll tell them if I'm trying to give advice. This is what I tell people in general who, if they need advice on how to apply lashes, this is what's worked for me, and this is what I think is easiest. Of course, there are other techniques that people use, I'm sure, but this is what works best in my case. In my opinion, I think that if you're a beginner lash wearer, you've either never worn lashes, you've tried to apply lashes and you can't get them on, they're not comfortable, they're poking your eye, or if you have the issue where you feel like you put them on and then they look too fake, they don't look as natural as possible, my suggestion would be to start with a very natural pair of lashes. Start with something like the Ardell Demi Wispies. The ones that I'm going to show you guys are from Salon Perfect. These are the 652s. They look just like this. They actually have a clear band, so they're going to look super natural on the eye. And then as you get more comfortable with lashes and you can pop them on like nothing, go ahead and start using a thicker band lash. Use something like maybe the Lily lashes, the Eylure lashes, Cocoa lashes, where the band is black, it's not as quite invisible. That's just my suggestion. You don't have to do that. You can go in hot and heavy and start with big dramatic lashes. I love a dramatic lash. I actually don't really reach for a more natural lash anymore just because that's not my vibe. But I would say in the beginning when you're practicing, go ahead and just start with a natural lash, especially if you have a really hard time getting it to lay close to the lash line. A thicker band is going to emphasize the lash line and it's going to look way more fake than what a thinner, more invisible lash band is going to look like. So that's my first tip for you. My second tip is if you're having a hard time with hiding the lash band, go in with a little bit of liquid liner. You can do liquid liner, you can do gel, you can take a little bit of shadow and just dust it on the lash line like you would a regular liner. That's also going to further help disguise the lash band. Even if you can't get it perfectly close to the lash line, that liner is going to help you disguise that lash band. My next tip for you guys, especially if you have really straight lashes, is to curl your lashes with a lash curler. Take your lash curler and get it as close to the lash line as you can. Make sure you get all those lashes in there right at the base of your lash line, and then just pump it a few times. Maybe like 6-7 times. I don't really count. I just do it a couple of times until I feel like I'm satisfied. 99.9% of false lashes are gonna curl up. So if your natural lashes are straight and you put on false lashes that are curled, you're gonna be able to see it. It's gonna look like you're wearing lashes. Some people might not have to curl their lashes. I actually don't curl my lashes, but I don't have straight lashes. My lashes are not curled, but they're just regular, I guess. They're not straight basically. So I actually don't ever curl my lashes. So you might not have to do this step, but if you find that you have really straight lashes and when you apply lashes you can see that separation, take the time to curl your lashes. If they don't curl right the first time, do it again. Just take the time and really pump the lash curler. Make sure your lashes are standing more upright. If you do have straight lashes and you go in with falsies, you're gonna see your straight lashes going out straight and then the false lashes are gonna be curled. So that's my next tip for you guys that have really, really straight lashes and you have an issue with blending your natural lashes with your false ones. Go ahead and take the time to curl your lashes. Whether you curl them or not, you wanna prep them with mascara. You don't have to use a fancy mascara. You don't even have to go in with a lot of mascara. I actually like to do just a nice, light little coat of mascara. I really don't do a ton, just enough to kind of hide any type of makeup in my lashes. If I have concealer, foundation, powder, shadows, any type of makeup that's making my natural lashes stand out, I like to go in and prep with mascara. This is also gonna help the longevity, the life of your lashes last a lot longer. It's gonna help your lashes stay up, first of all, if you do have really straight lashes. And second of all, it's gonna help your false lashes blend into your natural lashes, or actually your natural lashes blend into your false lashes. Now that we have all those little tips and tricks that I have for you guys out of the way, we're gonna go ahead and move on into the tutorial. So I already did this eye. I don't have any liner on this eye. Since this is a beginner lash application video, I'm gonna go ahead and do liner on this eye because this is what I actually did when I was first learning how to do falsies. I always went in with liner because I just could never get it perfectly on the lash line. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of liner on this side just so I can show you guys how I learned how to apply lashes. So I'm gonna take this liquid liner. This is from NYX. Now, whether you like to do a thick line or a thin line or a wing, that's totally your preference. I'm not really big into liner anymore, so I'm just gonna do a light, thin little line, nothing too crazy. I already actually had mascara on because I was taking selfies for the gram, so I already had my makeup done. Usually I would do this step before I do mascara and then go in and do mascara, but we're doing it a little bit backwards today. I'm taking these lashes right here. These are from Salon Perfect. They're the 652s, and you can see they have a really thin band. The lash band is invisible, so it looks like way more natural than if you were to go in with a lash band that was actually like a darker lash band. When you pop these out of the container, you wanna be really careful. Start from the end because the majority of the time, you're gonna have to trim your lashes. A lot of lashes I find are just way too long, even on somebody with big, beautiful eyes. Sometimes you still have to trim them. So you wanna lift them gently off the pack like that. It's very easy to damage your lashes. So just be really careful when you're taking them out of the pack. People say not to trim the front of the lash. There is one exception, and it's when you have this little thing right here. This is the front of the lash. Do you see that little white plastic thing? That's gonna poke the inner corner of your eye. Sometimes lashes have them, sometimes they don't, but I don't like that little thing because it pokes the inner corner of my eye, I found. So I just trim off that little extra piece. Now what I do to measure my lashes is I actually will put them on my eye. So let me show you guys how I go ahead and do this. This is the easiest way I found to measure my lashes. I like my lashes to sit a little further back, my falsies. So I'll apply them about right here. I used to do that all the time. I would never trim my lashes and they would always poke my eye. They were uncomfortable. They would lift in the front because my eyes would water. Don't be afraid to start your lashes further back. If you've mascaraed your natural lashes start all the way in here. Those are gonna show underneath your falsies. Even if you start your falsies a little further back, you're still gonna see your natural lashes, so it's not gonna look unnatural or fake, if you will. I'm gonna take my tweezers. I know a lot of people like to kind of use the middle of the eye as a guide. I actually like to use the front because I don't want my lashes to be so close into my inner corner that they're gonna poke me. Some people go a little further in. I actually like to keep my lashes a little further out. That's something that's a little newer for me, but I found that lashes just feel so much more comfortable when they're just not all the way in the front of your eyes. I lay down the front first to see where I want them to go in the front, and then I'll lay down the back, and then I can see how much needs to be trimmed. That whole last cluster was hanging off of my eye, so that's where we're gonna trim it. Take my scissors, and snip right there. If you go in and you find that they're still a little bit too long and you already have the glue on and everything, just take them off, snip them a little bit more. Little by little, you don't wanna go in and just get scissor happy and snip off a big chunk because then your lashes might be too short. You could ruin your lashes. Sometimes I have a new pair of lashes and I kind of eyeball it and I'm like, okay, that looks good. I go in and apply the lash and it's on and it's poking my eye. And I'm like, you know what? I'd rather be comfortable than have it poke the shit out of my eye because nothing makes me more irritated than when a lash pokes my eye. Okay, so next what we're gonna do is go in with lash glue. So this is my favorite one. People ask me all the time, what's my favorite? It's the Duo Brush On Lash Glue. I like the dark tone one. You can go in and use the clear one as well. I don't think one is better than the other for a beginner per se. My preference is the dark tone one just because I like the way that it looks on the lash line. It kind of looks a little bit like liner, but I don't have to go in and do the liner step. Now if you're not comfortable with that or it's a little kind of scary to use the dark one because it does leave a little bit of a dark cast on your lash line, go ahead and do the clear one. My personal preference is I reach for the dark one. I think this one is a little stickier too compared to the clear one, but again, it's your personal preference. You can do whichever one you want. We're gonna take this. It has a nice brush on tip, so it's really easy to use. A lot of people say the best thing to do is a nice thin little coat of lash glue. I disagree. I think you should actually do a little bit of a thicker, more generous coat. This is what's gonna help keep these lashes stuck to your lash line. When you get to the corners, do a nice thick little glob because the ends are usually the ones that are gonna lift the fastest. I think a thicker, more generous coat, not too thick, but just a little bit thicker, especially on the ends, I think it helps the lashes apply easier. While the lash glue is drying, I'll just kind of like wiggle them like this. Kind of helps form them so they shape to the curve of your eyeball a little bit better. Also, the biggest thing when it comes to lashes is make sure that your lash glue is tacky. Wet lash glue will not stick to your eye. I think a minute is the perfect time for them to get tacky. As you wear lashes more often and you play with them some more, you'll kind of be able to just like guesstimate the time and you won't have to use your timer anymore because I don't have to use the timer anymore. I did back in the day to help me, but I don't have to do it anymore. I'm gonna do my best to get this on camera because sometimes it's hard to do lashes on camera. That's why I usually like to cut it out. Like I said, I'm particular about the corners not being too close in, so I go in from the top. Try to go as close as the lash line as you can. Sometimes you can't, and that's fine. We're gonna try our best. That's where the liner comes in hand. I like to lay down the front corner first, just like that, and then I'll take this and I'll secure the back. I take my lashes and I kind of clamp them and squeeze them. This part you want to be careful because you can squeeze the shit out of your lash line. I have done that many, many times. And then sometimes the tweezers get sticky from the lash glue and they can pull off your lashes. So you want to be careful on this part. You don't have to do this, but I do. If you have a lash glue that doesn't dry down completely, this will just help cover up that lash glue and at the same time it'll hide that gap. And that is it. I hope that this was helpful and that I was able to help some of you out there who need help applying lashes or are just having trouble applying lashes. These are just the little tips and tricks that I've picked up over the years that I have just found to really help me perfect applying lashes. And now I'm telling you, I can pop a lash on like nothing. I don't need any liner. Practice just honestly makes perfect. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful for you. Let me know what else you guys want to see. If you want me to do any more how-to videos, if you want me to do just anything in general, just go ahead and leave it in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe before you go. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. And I will see you in my next one.